कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen, yaar, don't be so conservative.
I don't want a lecture. This show should never have lectures. If we want lectures, we'd be on Byju's. But of course, Byju's wants to be on with us. We will lecture, whatever, for money. We've prostituted ourselves before. We'll do it again. But I don't want to lecture. I just want to say one thing because we were discussing this just before this stupid show started. Okay, stop saying stupid show. Nicely stupid show. Slightly stupidish show. And that is the ill effects of walking. Now, a whole generation has been told about the greatness of water. Highly overrated subject. I'll leave that for another day. Walking, equally bad in my book. It makes no sense. It serves no purpose. You get nothing out of walking. So don't be one of those people who gets up at 5, ding ding, alarm is on, puts on a banyan and a langot, and then goes down and goes for a walk for 17 minutes very slowly like a dying ember. It's pointless. Do not do that. And don't tell me today I couldn't get a cab, so I walked half a kilometer to work or whatever, and you feel you've done the exercise for the day. It's a waste of your time and mine. And worst off, you actually fool yourself into believing that you've now become a 42-kilometer marathoner. No, walking is for morons. The world has moved forward. We have technology. Just as everything else has moved forward. Once the wheel was invented, walking was cancelled as a culture. There is no walking. Never walk. Don't speak to me of walking. People who walk have no lives. Walking is actually the worst form of anything. It's not an art form. It's not an exercise form. It's a waste of time. You belittle people who walk. You may spit on them, abuse them, scream at them, those kind of things. So let's not talk about walking. Abbas, welcome to the show because you're the one who's discussing walking.
Thank
and saying
you so
walking
much.
is a thing of pride for you. So you want to tell us in defense of walking, as I say hello to the beautiful Niv, who's joined us not only here, but also as part of the IVM family. Suckers!
Yes.
And Punit Panya's lack of respect for the show is growing because now he's just eating, scratching. He's not even paying attention. He's probably watching the 2 cricket matches on at the moment. But Abbas, the floor is yours about walking. Walking
In defense of walking, I walk clocking 10,000 steps every day on my
Rishi, take him off the panel.
Wow.
He's saying all the wrong things.
walkometer or whatever you want to call it.
That's a lot of loneliness, dude.
Your legs get exercise. You take in the beauty of the city.
The only thing
that
is
we
getting
live in.
exercise is your fingers punching in numbers here and there. Or you calling up people to show them what you've done. It's a waste of time, bro.
But
Yeah,
what
you share
beauty
it.
do you take in Baikla, dude?
Oh, Baikala is beautiful, dude. It has ancient structures.
Hey,
and,
he's right.
Wow.
May I
There you
quote
go.
Kunal Vijayakar, a famous poet? India is a beautiful place without the Indians. Go to Baikala when it's empty on a Sunday and there's nobody around. There's quite the architecture and all this buildings all are very nice. Right,
very
Abbas?
nice. Yes, absolutely.
Rustom Bagh is nice, but again, low density.
Oh, now he's making a communal issue. He's going for Parsi over Muslim. I say we fight him now. Take him down right
There's
now.
also the Khilafat house where the Khilafat movement started. So
There you go.
there's
That's
historical
Urdu,
value.
so
Okay,
There's-
Niv is
Now
thinking
that's
so.
Urdu, so it's banned.
But Cyrus, didn't you walk everywhere when you were in Spain?
I was forced to, not out of choice. I hated every moment of it. And by the way, did I tell you what Ayesha's achievement? My wife is an international criminal. I'm so proud, guys. We got a challan from Malaga for speeding. 50 euros. 50 euro fine.
And you
Ayesha
paid it?
Broacha. Yes, it's the greatest
And you-
achievement in my family in 300 years. We have been fined internationally. We have an
That's
international fine.
$5,000.
And you dodged it?
That's no, we have to pay it apparently because now there's
Okay.
software which goes around the world. So once you leave and enter Nepal, they know. You got to be very careful. Because by the way, guys, you have to give your license in now. I mean, as in all the details. In the old days, you make an international license and just show it or whatever. That's all gone. They print everything into the system. The address, it came to Skylark building here in Mumbai. It didn't come on an email. It came in like a letter form. It was unbelievable. Yeah, proper hard
You're
copy.
probably on the Interpol list also now.
I tell you, my wife is top 10 most dangerous criminals.
You should probably like laminate it or something.
Now can
What
I
are
tell
you
can I
eating,
tell-
Punit? Dalia.
Is this show so boring that's our discussion of the day? Topic 1, what are you eating? Topic 2, the fine.
So
Topic 3,
before we
walking.
begin, can I apologize to our audio listeners? I have a bit of a sore throat from the
That's
from
not
the
the reason to
absolute
apologize,
hell
just the
that I
entire
went
show.
through last week.
Oh man, was your COVID bad? I had
Yeah,
COVID
pretty
last
bad.
week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yours
Cow
wasn't?
footage.
It
Okay,
wasn't
okay.
that bad.
Oh man, mine was bad.
It was like
Abbas
a
wants some
fever.
attention. He's not feeling love and
I'm
affection.
Yes,
having
but
burger
it was-
style muesli
Got
if
back from the
somebody's
jaws
still
of
interested.
death.
The
Did you have
jaws
a
of
bad
death.
throat?
You mean they fed you
did.
veg food? What happened?
Crazy.
I
That
still have a
happened
bad
at
throat.
Mehta's wedding yesterday and the day
Which
before.
I was
All
not
wet.
invited to. But
Yeah.
that's
Shit, I
not
miss
something that I
Mehta's
think
wedding.
about.
Me and Amit
It was
He's
discussed the
actually
wedding.
in the next studio as we speak.
It
2
was
days
at
after
the
his wedding.
that the G Taj Mahal Hotel and all
Akash is
Gucci
there?
stuff.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's doing Vartalab in the next room, and I just don't know
What, the
how
Gujarati?
you would.
I
He's
love how
back at work
Niveditha
the
has
next day.
plugged an IVM show as soon as she's joined the IVM family.
Was I
Right
not
next
supposed to
door
do
is
that?
recording
Yeah.
Vartalab.
I'm just.
New episodes every Saturday.
If-
Season 2 out now.
The people at
brainwashing
IVM
is
now own
complete.
me, and if
And
they ask
many
me to
people-
dance,
Yeah.
I will
I
dance.
apologize. Season 4 out now.
The
Many people
indoctrination
gate
into
crashed
IVM
his
is
wedding
complete.
and ate food for free. So now he has to make up for all the money he has lost.
Punit,
There are so many-
Niv was a proper free-thinking individual, and now just another one of the family spouting
That's
chapter
true.
Yeah.
and verse to stay in the business. Sad.
But
Let's
honestly,
discuss-
took
This just
Cyrus's
tells you
advice.
of the three of us who is the actual successful stand-up comic who's sitting at home and eating dalia. The other two have to do day jobs.
Hey, it's muesli, okay? Like Dalia, a little down
Muesli.
market.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Successful comic eating muesli.
Successful comic is also the hardest working, if I may say so.
Really? Okay.
He's always looking for different avenues and all. That day was
That's
discussing
true,
with him
actually.
about some. I mean, his mind is not just.
Punit
it's also
Pandya
commerce.
is the
He
only
thinks
entrepreneur, only comedy
that's what I
producer who had the idea of doing an open mic in an art gallery. So I give that to him.
But
He did-
he's- I'm
Oh
telling
my
you,
gosh.
I think comedy.
You know-
He should turn his back on comedy and just turn full-time producer for everybody. Because what happens is he came to Parel to do a bit on our show, and immediately Paisa Vasulified himself to go and see the different area. There was one arena he wanted to visit to do an event there, and he was googling away. And I said, "Where are you going?" Just nearby, he found something nobody's heard of, and now that's going to be the next big
And
hub.
now he's doing a special there day after
He's
tomorrow.
the Christopher Columbus of comedians. He's going to find a new world, and we're all going to be left
He's
out.
doing 3 specials there, 3 different specials.
And I've
Three
been doing
different
specials,
many.
and one is in Hindi, so it's a special. But yes, you're right.
Punit, what's the weirdest place you've done stand-up at?
Aja.
Oh,
Gary Pereira from England is saying, I love his YouTube stuff, is awesome stuff. I know Gary is a real human being. I've spoken to him on the phone. And so this is a proper
You mean all our other fans aren't, Cyrus?
Look, they're the 2 girls we don't know about properly, boss. That whole sunshine and that, the whole Toronto, that mystery that you weave, bro. And then you get COVID and they disappear, you disappear. I'm not saying anything, but when Silvery and you are not there, the girls aren't there. So either they're
That's
really
true.
big fans or it's you. That's the only 2 options.
But Abbas, what is your review of COVID season 3? Is it good? One time watch.
Similar to season 2, but the storyline
where
was
was
no
season
twists.
4?
So season 4 actually.
Yeah,
But I missed
because
this
January
first
was
season.
season 3.
I missed the
Okay,
first season.
Is there any nudity in this season?
Oh, lots of it. Much of it
Also,
forced.
We're a backward country, so it would be 3 while it's 4 for others, in a sense.
True.
But can you tell us how bad it
Ah.
was? Because from what I gather, you were fine.
I was surprised because in January I had COVID. Then in
Correct.
June I took a booster, which means that the immunity doesn't even stay for like 3 to 4 months. Because again in August I
The
got it
immunity
again.
stayed. They'll tell you that because of the immunity, you didn't die. You know,
That's true,
whatever fight
actually,
you put
yes.
up. Yeah, that's what they've been telling everyone who gets it.
You know what? I had COVID in January also, and the 7th
guys
Our
live
month.
together?
cycles have synced.
Yeah, same
Niveditha.
thing. It's like, and the 7th month after I had COVID, I got COVID again. So it's really
exactly.
is a 6-month period of
Renewal
immunity.
period.
This
Can you
is
tell us what
despite all
happened,
the
Abbas?
steps. This is despite the 10,000 steps you're taking every day.
I know,
all the
yes.
walking.
Yeah.
So Punit, can I explain the whole thing to you once and for all so we don't bring this up again? The 10,000 steps don't involve standing up. Okay? You lie
Acha.
on the bed, dug, 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 dug. You sit on the pot, dug, 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 dug. You're on the phone, dug, dug,
Really?
dug, dug, dug. He actually stood up
Abbas.
twice. 2 of the steps are standing. 9,998 are sitting, lying down, sideways movement. So, hello. Let's not, glory to the nation and all that. Change of thought for humanity with
And
this
if
one step
Abbas'
of
sex
humanity.
life was any better, he would have had even more steps.
That's
No,
true.
no, 2 of the steps involved his sex life and his hand. 2 legs and his
No,
hand.
but I
Sorry.
had very high fever for 3 days and a lot of
Oh,
exhaustion
so
and
sweet,
fatigue.
Beta, so sweet.
And,
You suffered,
yeah.
yaar.
You just
कितना
suffered
suffered?
a lot.
99 की थोड़ा कम, less than 99.
नहीं 101 101 fever I had.
I didn't even check. How do you check? Do you have a thermometer?
Thermometer, yes.
I don't have
Wow.
anything.
Niv,
In my
Niv, that-
family, we
Say
get
that
a
for your
fever.
special.
We
Say that
just
for your
wait
special.
it
Don't
out.
say, how do I check fever, guys? Then ask 800 people to help you.
Look, we don't
They
go
have
to
electronic ones
hospitals.
now. Niveditha.
We don't check. We didn't even have like a weighing machine in the house so that we could check
Look
how
at
we
that.
were.
Is it like is it a cultural thing? Like you don't believe in it, or is
It's
just
not a
that-
cultural thing. It's purely my family.
There's a
My family
conjusi-
just does not
conjusi
care
element.
about our health.
Okay, sorry. Please go on. Your family never looked at health parameter as an issue. I like that. I wish I was born there.
Yeah, we even so only if we're very sick and we can't move or something, we go to the hospital. Otherwise, we just hope that paracetamol will somehow cure us of whatever we're going through. So it's not the best way to go about it, but it works a little. I think.
Whoa, Ayesha Broacha in the comments.
Oh,
Did the AC work? Cry, baby. I love this.
The whole story. You want to hear the whole story? Because I won't tell the
No,
whole
I think
story.
we figured out the backstory.
is that why
This is the
everything went
backstory.
silent for 1 second? And
I set
Ayesha
up
Broacha
everything,
in the house.
and then I put the AC on, and it was like a bakra because the button came on with the red light, and nothing came on. It's the worst thing because normally that doesn't come on if there's a problem. So then I
So
called
is
her.
it
and they were
working now? Cry, baby.
Yeah, it is working. Apparently, the remote had been switched off. But I'd already screamed at my mother, screamed at her, screamed at Maya. And I think she figured that I put it on because I'm happy. Because in third world countries, don't take away our AC. I told the British in 47, leave the ACs behind as they waved by, left forever. So sad.
I love that.
Still, for me, the greatest invention the world has ever seen. Of course, we come from tropical countries, so we are biased, but the best invention. That's number one. I can't think of anything better than the AC as an invention. What do you think,
Then
Niv?
Dubai should be the best
Cars.
country for you, right?
Cars, Cyrus, because you hate walking.
Cars with AC. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Abbas, what about you?
Yeah.
Thermometer?
Electronic thermometer, because I could never tell with the mercury thermometer what exactly it was trying to say. But the
Hey, Punit,
electronic
Is a
thermometer could
rectal
answer
thermometer
that.
different than a
Yes,
oral thermometer?
yes,
Or you just have
exactly.
to watch
I don't
Exactly.
think so.
Yes. What if you don't speak English properly and can't figure out what rectal means? You pretend it's just a company ka naam, or you don't really think of it as an issue.
Ayesha
Oh, I'm
Broacha
sure-
saying he's for sale. Anyone, I'll pay you. I think she means you, Cyrus.
Is there a way we
How much is she willing
can
to
we
pay?
remove her from the comments? Is there a way to do that?
No, absolutely. Let's have her in the comments. I love this. I love it. She's spilling tea. Tell us.
Spilling tea.
Tell us
Aisha,
the
get a
biggest
life.
secret.
Instead of sitting around with Kunal,
Tell us
Vidikar and
Cyrus
Aditya
Broacha's
Rege
biggest
at the
secret.
Wellington Club and eating bhelpuri while the country is suffering. There's an epidemic going on. Abbas nearly died. 101
That's
fever
true.
almost
Yeah.
in his bum.
I feel like we're not using this opportunity enough. Ayesha Broacha is in the comments, and we're not
Yeah.
asking her questions about Cyrus that we should
How
be
much?
asking.
How much is she willing to pay to buy this man?
She's from my family. This is just a comment. The hands don't go into
She's
the
saying
pocket.
no auction, please take.
Punit, kuch bharo na paisa. You're the man. Save me. See, we have a good time together. You better tell the truth now.
Cyrus,
You
you're
can
being
do
sold
it in
in the
EMIs maybe.
comments.
You can do it in EMIs.
Okay, mode of
Asan
payment is your
system.
choice. Rohit Sharma, $25 deal done.
Is it the Rohit Sharma, the cricketer?
Well, if it is, I'm dropping him from the World Cup squad. Get away. 1 rupee.
$80.
Megnath in your face. Megnath in your face. I'm going to celebrate next year. This time we'll celebrate 1 year of Megnath jokes only for one mistake that he made. Poor guy. Yeah. Before you,
Can you
Maru,
ship it to
Whoa.
Bangladesh? Wow,
We
you're
have
in
Bangladeshi
demand.
fans in the
Cyrus.
comments.
that's the only place my visa was rejected. Ever
Really?
in my
But
history.
you don't need shipping for Bangladesh. You just the border is porous. You just
Yeah.
walk across.
Mama, I don't want to travel through all that. Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah, just put me in one container or something. Yeah, that human trafficking feeling will be there. I don't want that. I want to go with my AC car. I want Niv to be driver. I want English-speaking female driver. Please, I'm not
Wow.
advocate. This is just my
Dhaka
mind.
gets bloody cold in December, Jan.
You
It's
think
like,
my good luck they'll take me in December, Jan? Or in the middle of May? What do you think about? I won't
Why
need a
would you
rectal
know that,
thermometer.
Abbas?
I'll be 101
Why would
all
you know
over
that trivia?
Because I once went to Singapore and Malaysia, humble brag,
via
and
Bangladesh.
via Dhaka.
by
The
road.
flight halted in Dhaka.
But you went out of the. You wandered around Dhaka.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Who lets you
Yes.
wander around on a connecting flight?
So the flight halted in Dhaka and the connecting flight was the next day.
So that's not a connecting flight. That's the next flight.
That's
a
the
totally
next
different
flight,
thing.
whatever, yes.
Yeah. Which you
So
can't
I
miss
got-
that flight. It's not like you got 2 hours, rush. You gotta
I
spend a
was
whole
in
day.
Dhaka for some 14-15 hours I've spent there. And it's not much.
Any
to
I
say.
had
memories?
gone to
Is it like
Doki
Alloy?
Lake once, which is in Shillong,
I have
and that is on a border with Bangladesh. So the
Huh.
lake, one side is India, one side is Bangladesh. Our side is clean, and you can see the bottom of the lake. Their side they wash clothes, but the border is right there. And one of the families, the
See, we
old
need
guy,
to feel
he got
superior to someone, Cyrus.
One sec, Punit the
At least
diplomat at his best because Maruf is calling in from Bangladesh instead of healing relations. Go ahead. And this is
So
one of
no,
my
no,
I
listeners.
guess no
Remember that
specials
it-
in Dhaka, Punit.
it gets better. It gets better. So there's an uncle from our side who got lost there, and everybody was looking for him for an hour, and he was nowhere to be seen. And apparently, he had slipped over to that side
Oh,
because he wanted to
damn.
buy yeah, he wanted to buy pan or something, and the pan wala was on
Pans
that
in
side.
Shillong?
So yeah, I guess. I mean, actually, there are they eat a lot of
Hey, bro,
supari,
those are
but
great days. Can you imagine just cross the border?
yeah.
Nobody gives a damn because it's $5 cheaper on that side or whatever. Come
It's
on.
not actually. So when I went, this is back in 2004, 2005, 1 rupee was 1 taka. So now I think, I don't know if it's fallen or like.
It's the
remained
same. It's the same.
Yeah.
Their GDP is better than ours at the moment.
I
Last
know,
16
yeah.
months, they've done better than us. So
The
please be careful.
soldiers then detained the
Wow.
guy, but they
That's-
handed him over. They thought ki this guy is harmless. So this must be happening a lot, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people wander in search of pan over to
Thank God my
Bangladesh.
wife didn't cross the border. My wife is an international criminal wanted in Spain. So, I mean, the world would get out in no time. Pakad liya, we've got her. Boys, we've got her. We'll all be
You know what?
safe.
Speaking of
Kumar
criminals,
Sanu, after Rohit
Oh.
Shetty, we've
Kumar
got Kumar
Sanu.
Sanu in the
But
comments.
Rohit Shetty, Rohit Sharma.
Saying
But you're right.
congrats.
All the people listening are celebrities. Yeah.
No, wait, but what rumor is someone spreading about me? If the
that you
rumors
have a
were
lot of
real.
female fans?
Oh yeah,
So
that's
those
not a
two
rumor.
girls were fighting
Yeah.
over you. We call
the
it
one.
the US Open, although they're in Canada. Yeah.
Only one of them is in
Interesting.
Canada. The other
And
is
where's
in
the other one?
Chennai, I believe.
Chennai.
Actually, I shouldn't be giving away info about.
One second.
listeners.
So
Oh,
you're
wow.
in touch with her
Just
offline.
like-
I mean, not offline, but off the show.
I mean, DMs have been
Dox
exchanged.
them on this podcast. By the way, do you guys know that
man.
I am the co-host of this episode?
Yes.
I just want to let everybody
One
know that
If you're the
is
co-host, let
it's
me
my
make the
first
volume
time
louder.
being the co-host of the episode, and
No, I
nobody
mean,
knows
it's
about it.
softer.
I've been really sneaky about this. But since we were talking about
It's like playing a
crimes
game
and
while you
fun
guys are
crimes,
talking.
yeah. I just wanted to bring in the first topic of the day, which is this one guy apparently stole 17 lakhs of Cadbury chocolates from a UP godown. And
Oh.
yeah, that's a fun crime, isn't it? It's not like a very bad crime. It's something that
I
you
mean, talk
would
about
do and
porous
not-
borders. I
Crime.
think UP godowns have much porous borders than Bangladesh.
So apparently somebody saw him bring a truck in and just load the vehicle, but
Yeah.
he thought it was the owner himself that was doing it. And that's how this guy just took all of the chocolates.
Why did he steal?
Oh
so
no,
much chocolate,
Cyrus,
though?
we can't hear you again for some reason. Oh,
Let's just.
this is our
let's-
chance to
oh,
keep
now we
talking,
can.
to keep going.
As many women will tell you, I pressed the wrong button. It happens all the time. I'm sorry. Never again.
Why
Now,
did
But
this
which
person
one did he
steal?
did he steal the dark chocolate or the normal chocolate or
No, no,
the
Cadbury, it was all
Punit,
Cadbury
every
chocolates.
Joe doesn't
but-
have diabetes. I like your thinking. He goes in, अरे मेरे को dark पसंद है straight away.
It's more
That's great.
expensive. You would make more money. I mean, what is he going to black market it now? What the fuck is he going to do with the chocolate?
Or maybe he just wants to. I don't know. It sounds like
A Robin Hood
what-
kind of guy.
you
who
can't
just,
even sell it for a higher price or anything. It's not
No,
drugs.
but what would
May-
be great
I mean-
is he doesn't.
No, I don't think abroad you get Cadbury's very easily, right? I think
What?
it's abroad it's a little more expensive because our chocolates
You
are
get-
way sweeter than the
You get
chocolates
Cadbury.
abroad.
You don't get Cadbury. You get this is variation. And also remember one thing: if it's a hot day and he hasn't got a storehouse plan or storage plan, it'll just melt. So 17 lakhs. By the time he's 12 kilometers down the
I
road,
mean,
it's
you
like
can
4
always
lakhs. and then-
refreeze it, right?
Bro, chocolates go bad really fast, no?
What?
Trust me, I've kept them in. I've in school. I've kept them in a pocket in order to have at lunch.
Then you can
And I
lick
couldn't
it
wear the
off the
pant ever again.
wrapper.
My mother was so angry.
But if you put it
Mama,
in a
that
fridge,
simple Cadbury, that long one. What was that
Yeah,
long
yeah,
one
yeah.
called? You know,
Cadbury.
so that was
yeah.
like a but it
chocolate
was
bar.
when Punit was a young man. That was
Yeah.
what was available. I don't know. You guys know. I don't know it's there, so I don't want to like make a fool of myself. Okay,
Wait,
maybe
I'll tell you
kya bola,
the-
Google.
The small Cadbury that used to come, it used to have a design
stop
of
it.
a
Girls have called me
old-timey-
that also.
And
Don't say that. I
old-
feel bad.
Cadbury was also the name of Richie Rich's butler, by the way. I don't know
Thank
if
you,
it was
brother.
a-
We all
yeah.
read the comic. Yeah, well done.
It used to have
COVID
that
has
old
changed
timey British cars
Oh.
made on them. On the
Ah,
Cadbury.
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
saying that foil was that. I know. Again, I don't know what it is now. I haven't had it for a long time. But that thin foil on the longest one,
Huh.
and then you put it in your pocket, in your school ka pant pocket, and then you sit 3, 4, 5 hours
That's
or whatever
true. Yeah,
until the break, maybe 4 hours, and then you take it out. I screwed up on
Who's
my whole right
who's
pocket.
rectally examining their
Are you
bum
s-
with chocolates now?
he's
Yes,
still
that my
like
mom was so
thinking
angry
about what.
because she couldn't take it. No, the whole thing, the stain didn't come out properly after they cleaned it and all. It's really it's worse than crap.
So
as in literally.
apparently
you can't clean it.
The Slumdog Millionaire scene where this boy jumps into a pile of shit to get an autograph of Amitabh Bachchan. The shit was actually made out of chocolate.
Typical day in Mumbai. Pratiksha ke bahar, jo room hai, agar aap ja sakte hain ghumne ke liye, you'll see it all the time. Beta, come out of the shade, uncle has come.
Whenever you need to show
I
shit
think when
in
they
movies,
run out of
it's-
flavors, run out of all flavors for chocolates, finally they will have maybe a condom flavored chocolate. As a
okay,
What?
Punit, thanks for putting
Reverse.
that image.
Maybe now the humor is going beyond my capacity. So it's a reverse one.
Yeah, it's a
Talking
reverse
about condoms, though.
Whoa.
Yes, I
Shreyas.
smooth.
Odisha's
Abbas
government.
is not completed it. We've hijacked his story, by the way.
No,
First
no,
Punit
so
stole
yes,
it, then
That's
I
what
was
you just said.
stole it.
When they need to show shit in movies, they use chocolate, and especially the Snickers bar makes for good shit on screen.
Oh, that's correct.
Fun
Oh,
fact
Punit,
for
this is
people-
gross. Your condom flavored chocolate was not gross.
Yeah, what is
People,
a
people
condom
in the
flavor?
chat are saying, next time, I hope COVID takes a little longer. The reaction
That's why
of
I
most
try to
people.
hijack.
No, but next time when
Can
you
you
eat a
smell
Snickers
it?
bar, just
Yes. Or the
Sorry.
next time when you
How can we say we are a country suffering in depression and that kind of thing when we sit around and monitor the fact that this bar versus that bar will leave a more possible excreta-like effect? I mean, I'm thinking that's a very advanced sort of conversation. You
Can
can't
we-
have it in suffering.
Can we quickly
times.
have our favorite chocolate bars? Like mine would be the classic Dairy Milk, as someone commented.
Hey, be desi, man. Twix.
Twix is no Twix.
I
Punit?
love Twix.
almond brittle is nice.
Oh,
That's a little fancy.
successful comic.
I'm sorry, are we
Yeah, it looks
supposed to
like
be nationalists in this?
No, whatever you want.
I really like
Which-
Lindt chocolates.
Okay.
They're my favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Well, I
nobody's
knew I
gone
was
for
going
hormone-
to get judged for this. That's why I didn't want
I
to
don't think
say
I've
it.
had Lindt chocolate. What is Lindt chocolate?
Lindt. It's
Lindt. Lint.
Thanks for spoiling
Yes.
Cadbury and Snickers for
Yes.
me.
Arpit Bansal
They're really good,
says,
though.
well, I mean, I'm not spoiling it for you. It's just
Well,
movie magic.
Arpit, whatever
This
goes
is-
in has to come
The
out. So
story of the toffee or the chocolate melting in a kid's pant in school, that's happened to many people.
Yeah,
Come on, I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
believe it's a
but
one-off.
but you know that's how
Someone you
radio
forget.
waves were discovered, right? You know that, right? A guy had a chocolate bar in his pocket, standing near a radio station, and it melted. So he realized that these waves can be
Rays.
used for
Hmm.
creating heat, and that's how the microwave oven got invented.
At this point, as your manager, I asked, Punch kahan hai?
It's
Anyway,
general
since
trivia.
we've run out of things to talk about in this topic.
Can I plug Punit's bit on our show? Of course, it's already out. We can see it on YouTube.
What show?
Where
Yes.
Punit talks about Independence Day. Please watch it. It's damn funny. Really,
He is
I
funny.
think, yeah, but he has to be exposed to more audiences than there's just these young people who don't get what he's saying. Young people are all idiots. I've decided I don't want any young people around me. If you're under the age of 25, you're out. You're fired. Okay, 26. Okay, for women, 22. But men, 27.
I think Punit has to
Gary
wear.
says,
Can Gary
says
just
on
stop
TV
sucking Punit's dick right now, please?
Wow. That's a
Wow.
Go eat a Snickers bar, Gary. Punit
Sure,
is
Veer
Veer Das of
Veer Das of
Cyrus.
Cyrus says.
Yeah.
He does speak of many.
I don't know if
true.
that's a compliment, but sure.
Hey, come on, let's not throw shade at Veer Das.
I'm not throwing shade. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying.
suffering at poor Gary Pereira, the nice guy on the show, saying
But
nice things.
it's like the
Next
third
thing,
compliment about
know-
Punit he's put in since in the
sexual
20 minutes.
references,
So, Abbas, you got to put more work out, then you'll get your compliments yourself.
I'm not saying praise me. I'm just saying stop praising Punit so much. Okay, we get it. He's funny.
Abbas,
I
Yeah,
go watch his video. I am also endorsing
You
it.
want him. Jal gaya. Abbas is clearly jealous of Punit.
Vamsi is saying
Vamsi
Abbas
is-
is clearly jealous of Punit. No,
Yes.
I'm not. Punit, now he doesn't give me spots, but like I said,
no, but
back in
Abbas
the
does
day-
get a little salty. Today, when he saw me at the office, he was like, "So Niveditha, do you have a spot
it was
today?"
supposed to be a joke. I mean, we only see each other at open mics. I was like, hey, you got a spot? And she went all serious. She's like, no, I
Actually-
don't have a spot. I actually work here now.
Actually, Abbas, we
Maybe
haven't met
also
at an
because
open
Mehta
mic.
didn't invite you to
Yes.
that.
1 second. Now you're jealous of Niv being an employee.
Fuck yes. Because
He was
she has
rated.
the
He was
same, she has
rated.
the same, what do you call it?
Designation.
Job
Designation as me. And I'm like,
designation,
what? I was the only one with that designation. Now I have to share
Whoa,
it?
what is it? What I want to hear the designation.
Please tell the
I'm dying to hear it.
designation.
Please tell the
Niveditha.
designation.
we were called creators.
Creator.
You moron!
Very biblical.
Intern. What the hell? Ask the guy with the MBA. What the hell are you talking about? Creators. You can't go back to your pop and show creators. You got nothing.
I told everybody in the
What is
office
creators? You
that
tell
the
us.
only way to greet me is to bow before me.
That's
how I-
creators are a
that's how I
different
introduced
species.
In
myself.
meetings when Amit is like, so this is Abbas, and then he pauses for a second, is like, yeah, we got to figure out how to introduce you. We can't just say, this is
Do it
Abbas,
properly, do it
creator.
properly. Hey, you do a great Amit. I want to hear it properly. Come on.
I know, yeah.
And action. Yeah.
What do you want me to say?
The same line. How do you introduce him? That pause, awkward pause. Just the one sentence and go.
So this is Abbas, and man, we got to figure out a way
But
how to
the-
introduce you.
he's just doing like an American accent. Yeah, but
No, he
that's-
does it. He does it. Let
That's-
him warm up.
that's
He'll do it again. We'll make him do it
Wait,
again.
Punit
He'll
had
be closer.
something to say. Punit, what are you saying?
Creators, Cyrus, like content creators are like a different species of human beings, and they
We
start
just-
every sentence. No, they start every sentence with "Hello, dosto." That is how you know it's a creator.
हेलो दोस्तों
Hello,
लाइक
hello,
सब्सक्राइब
दोस्तों।
सब्सक्राइब का बटन दबा दीजिए और स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो फटाफट ताकि और लोग
and
हमको
they
जैसे
are
देखें।
आपने
always
hello
telling you
दोस्तों बोला,
हाँ।
Dost has come right here and now I'm under pressure. This is over my shoulder. And the AC is working and that's going to be topic of the day. Man, what a life we live. Please, Punit, I've got the sitcom for you. It's Kunal Vijaykar's life story. Please, will you just write that? Okay,
For
because
people
while the
listening,
Are we
world is
seeing
Ayesha
a
going
live,
Broacha
live
has-
hostage
and there's
A
situation?
depression
handgun
and oppression
against
and all these problems.
Cyrus's head.
That man's worry is that the
And is
driver
now
got the car
strangling
away
him.
from the building and now he'll have to walk into the street. So I'm just saying, this is the difference between people. That lady is a girl I'm having an affair with.
Oh
So,
man.
guys,
Aw.
don't put this. Can you
That's so
make sure
sweet.
Does
this
your
is
wife
on
know
again?
about it?
No, my wife sent her. All right. Wait, Niv, what kind of show is this?
Yeah. What's the next
I'm
topic?
sorry.
Talking rubbish.
Pat
Every
pat.
time I bring
creator-
up the next
creator
topic,
number two.
every time I bring it up, you guys are like, "Oh, but Puneet was saying something."
Not us, Gary, in the comments.
Okay,
Whoa.
let's talk about the things that you wanted to talk about. Puneet wanted to talk about LSD improves
No, that
memory
was
in
me.
article. That was you?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, Abbas wanted to talk about how LSD improves
I think
memory.
Punit's acronyms are more like GST, VAT. He's more to that. When it comes to LSD, you got the right guy. Well, Abbas is just the vice principal. The dean of the college would be Silvery. Where's Silvery? Oh, this
He
time
hangs
won't get
around.
Silvery.
He's
Yeah,
he's the creator's assistant.
yes, the ultimate creator. Guys, how can
No,
you
no.
take that name? How can you look at yourselves in the mirror?
I
and become
didn't
a
know.
creator?
I didn't know I was going to be a creator. I found out when I got my offer letter.
And
I
she
would
was
think
okay
no.
with it. She's like, yeah, sounds good.
I was better than producer.
Why
That's
didn't you
true.
say
That's
my
actually
title
true.
is Bob? Just call
Sorry,
me Bob.
Sparsh.
That's it.
I just dissed Sparsh's
Bob
designation.
creator,
What is
same
Sparsh?
thing.
What is Sparsh? What is Sparsh?
Sparsh
What's
is a
his-
producer.
Producer.
Yeah.
Wow, the 22-year-old kid, 2 weeks into the job, is the producer.
Yeah.
Abbas, who's been here for 7 years, you can see from his hair, he's a grandfather of 2 at this age. He's just the creator. Kuch hai, creator.
No, so before this, I was head of production, and now I'm creator.
Wow. And not even head of creator, just creator. Actually, by the way,
Oh my
the Hello
gosh.
Dosto, remember? Back in the 90s, all college functions started with Hello Friends.
Hello,
Literally, we
Friends.
made a show on it. Hello Friends. That everybody used that. I mean, it's such an irritating kind of. It became Hi Guys, later on. But Hello Friends was all across
Hello
the country.
But Cyrus, hello friends, then eventually evolved into Mitron.
Oh, time for the Amit moment of the day. Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, LSD. So,
Yeah, I was thinking.
I mean, that
Okay.
article had nothing in it. Did you even understand what it said?
Niveditha, why roasting me on air, dude?
Sorry, but it really
So
did.
I'll tell you how I chanced upon this because as someone who was suffering from
No,
COVID
no,
again.
no. Let us guess. Let us guess. They had run out of marijuana. So you said, what the hell?
No,
Okay,
no.
no,
There was
no.
a article I read that COVID affects your memory loss. So you're more prone to Alzheimer's if you have had COVID, right? And then there was a related article that LSD improves your memory. So what
read
I'm
before, but
trying
you couldn't
to
remember.
yeah, what I'm trying to say is I need some supply of LSD now because the latest research says
Can I
now
tell you
that
honestly?
yes.
I took it once in my life, and I'm not into drugs at all. So, and I had a very bad trip. I got fever. Took 2 days to recover.
Oh, really?
I've heard the worst
Yeah.
things about LSD.
It's
But
not
did you
good.
see colors and all that shit? That
Forget that. You're supposed to be taken through it. Apparently, later on they told me it's called something like a guy who takes you through it. A
Oh,
confidant,
okay.
like a
Yeah,
guide,
yeah,
like a
yeah.
mentor or something.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't be-
Has
these are
NCV entered the chat yet?
Yeah. I mean, where's Silvery? We need Silvery.
Oh,
to
yeah,
explain all this.
actually, he
I had
would
no
know
idea.
shit
Somebody
about-
just gave it
Yeah,
Props
yeah.
and
None
acid,
of us,
man.
none of us today can talk about this. I was wondering how you were gonna
So,
tell our LSD experiences
yesterday
without having
in
it.
Bangalore,
Then
I had
if
some
you
acid.
remember, we talk about everything without knowing anything. So if that's the perimeter of everything, I don't see the problem, really.
No, but apparently, even
That's
if you
correct.
admit to having done something, some substance, it is still an offense, isn't it? In
No,
India.
it is, but it was erroneous. I had no idea. Somebody gave us
Ah.
something which was like an accident. No? But honestly, I had no
They
idea.
spiked your drink in a club.
Mama, when you're drinking so much, you don't know what you're doing exactly. You made a bakra quite easily. You can eat or drink anything somebody gives you.
Oh my god.
You know how
But
many
the-
girls I've
but the
dated that
way-
way? Or more importantly, how many girls dated me that way? People are not in their right mind. Why do
The
you
way
think
they
we're
show
married
it
today?
is, the way they show it in movies, the moment you put the pill on your tongue, you start playing Pink Floyd and everything starts becoming trippy and you start seeing colors. And off the side of my eye, I can see Sparsh nodding his head. So I don't know if he's
It's a
nodding
musician
off.
Pink Floyd, mushkil se mila knowledge. But I'm just saying, when you go back to 70s and all, then we have to sit and explain everything. So be very careful of references.
And back
Let
then-
You have to be on
Dave do the
Spotify, you have to take
He's the
acid.
only
No, that's
person
it's a rule.
representing-
But then the
So, it's
Spotify ads will start playing in between.
let me check. Okay,
In the
Punit is
clip
closer to
also.
my age. Abbas, obviously, South Mumbai boy, so you know all this. Niv, Pink Floyd, what's your favorite song?
Comfortably numb. That's the only one I
Comfortably
know.
numb.
That's the only one I know. I don't know any other Pink Floyd song.
Oh,
I've
God,
never heard
somebody
any
singing,
other
we don't need no
Pink Floyd
education
song.
in my ear. Mom! No, it's the wife.
They actually have a song called Mother as well. Pink Floyd has a
Mother!
song called Mother.
Oh, that was a great song.
And it has a line, they try to break my balls, no? I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It was like Alice. What is it with us Indian men? We only like bad words. So when the song would play, that line everyone would sing loudly. Like Alice, we
Oh.
only knew that one line. Alice, Alice. You know,
Who
the
the-
whole beautiful beginning. Sally called, da da da, dee 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 dee. The whole country thing, nobody gets it. And then Alice, Alice, and everybody shouts, who the fuck is? And then again quiet.
Cyrus,
How do
the
you do that?
NCB has commented right now saying they need to talk to the producers and the hosts.
And Rishi was very happy to highlight that for us.
Okay, but you're not big with just the NCB. You need the ED as well. That's when you know you're somebody.
Hmm.
And you need Navika also for this. She's the
Immediately go
expert.
on Insta. They go, Kaun aaya? Oh, I saw a picture of Shah Rukh and Aryan coming out of the airport, or a video rather, where somebody tried to take an autograph of, photograph of Shah Rukh came close to him, and Aryan protected his father. It's quite sweet. Kind of
Yeah,
took him-
I've watched that
Yeah.
video too. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Well, I mean, that's what all good sons do, right? Protect their father.
somebody grabbed his
I think
hand.
because Shah Rukh was getting angry, slightly angry. May have been saying something under the mask. I don't know. And he quickly, made sure no situation happened or got out of hand. That doesn't sound like a kid who's,
But the-
on any kind of medication. That sounds like a
Cyrus,
good,
did you
mature
go to
young man.
the Roger Waters gig that happened in Mumbai years ago?
Oh,
Roger Waters ka naam
Punit
liya.
is still there.
Oh, Punit now the MBA is coming out of his mind. Now he's a hostel boy again. There's one guy who plays guitar really badly, and yeah, go on, carry on.
It was a great gig.
There's this
Mother, do you
one
think they'll
incident.
drop the bomb. Come on, let's try and sing it.
Speaking,
To
what
bug Niv.
are you gonna say? Oh my
Niv, you sing
gosh!
comfortably numb. We'll sing.
I do
Mother.
not know how to sing that song. It's not a karaoke song, is
Well,
it?
it can
Is
be.
there anybody
not.
in there?
Kind of
If
not.
you're
I don't
drunk
think that
enough,
was
every
a
song is a
If you
karaoke
can
song.
hear me,
And if no Pink Floyd growing up,
is
nobody,
there
no one around.
anyone
No one. I found out because I hung out with these people who were
Uncles?
kind of hippies. Yeah,
Hippies. Pink Floyd is the music of the hippies.
Uncle both said that,
exactly.
bhai. Yeah.
I was hanging out with hippies and I heard.
Okay, there's
the
a
Pink
comment
Floyd
by
music.
Kumar Sanu saying I'm at Silvery at the clinic
Oh my
today.
God.
He had
Oh my
come in for
God.
his weekly echocardiogram. Sweet guy. Though
Whoa.
someone really needs to help him out with his wardrobe.
He sounds like my father.
Oh man!
What is this clinic meetups that are happening?
But
He's 28.
to be honest, all
Weekly
comics
No, he's
dress
30.
badly though. Very few comics dress well. Like only the rich famous ones dress well. I feel like there's a
Who's the best dressed
relation.
comic according to you in the Bombay scene?
In India? In Indian? Amongst
Okay,
Indians
in
or
India.
for everybody?
Anu Menon, hands down.
But Anu Menon was
Yeah,
a
that's a good
TV
point.
person before she was a
No,
full-time
but Anu,
comic.
no,
She's still a
Anu Menon
comedian.
always dresses. She's an
She's-
elegant dresser. I'll give her that.
Yeah,
I've never
dresses
seen Anu
very
Menon
well.
dressed in a gaudy sort of bad
But
banner or anything.
for me, that comes from being on television, being presentable, right? I'm talking
Bro,
about
just because
like
she's got some
lackeys like
class,
us.
bro. Some people have class. It's
She's
effectively
so
they're comedians, they're doctors
classy.
or
I'm
whatever.
not denying
Yeah.
that. She's very well dressed, yes.
And she's very well dressed. I bet she dresses up to go buy vegetables. I don't
Okay, that
think
sounds
she just
vulgar.
wears slacks.
So now the class has gone out of the system. Now she's this randy woman who's like, I'll dress well so no one can tell what my intentions are. Nave, that's terrible.
Oh,
What do you do?
We always wear
but
designer.
yeah,
No? We
what's
is
going
designer.
on is it's time for a break, and we're gonna cut this short because nobody
That
needs
was-
it.
that
So
was
we're just
cool.
gonna
That
Does
was
he
go
cool.
wear
for a
heels?
break immediately.
Does-
Three,
No,
wait.
two, one.
Does
That's
Veer wear heels?
Yeah, somebody told me he wears heels. Is it true?
have no power
Because
in
he's
this
not very
show.
tall.
Sure, if he wants
Literally
to.
doing a countdown to interrupt you. and
I'll
then go
believe
for a
it.
break.
I'll
Do you
believe
feel like a chauvinist moment where the poor
No,
thing
it's
is trying to push you?
It's not
to move
heels.
like this?
It's the thing you
know,
put in your shoe to increase your
Okay, now
height.
I'm going to clarify this. Stallone. Yeah. Now this is like walking again. Okay, this redundant conversation about that being an exercise. Once you put something in the frigging shoe to elevate your height, how is it not heels?
It's not heels. It's
It's a-
uniformly elevates you. Heel is on
Cyrus,
the on
heel
the
is from
heel.
one direction up so that your
Yeah.
ass really
Although,
paints at the end. That's
नकली
the
चीज
heel.
है नकली नकली का मतलब क्या है असली चीज नहीं है ना whether you put silicone in your to make your boobs big or whether you put a thing to hold up the cups or whatever, it's still cheating, right?
No, not
Cheating
the
is still-
same thing.
Cheating.
It's different if you only enhance your nipples and if you enhance the full boob.
Let
right?
me
It's
ask the
that.
expert. Name,
Eh,
name, what the
what?
hell is he talking about?
I
What?
don't know
What
what
is
this is.
What the
I just
hell?
know
I'm making a
that
comparison.
Men are very sensitive
How
about
can
being
you-
short, and if
So
they
are
want to look
nipples.
tall, they should be able to
How
do it.
can you
He's getting
enhance
a
your
pass.
nipples, Abbas?
He's
Please
getting a
tell me.
pass.
And it's time for
the
a
break
break.
can wait.
Sparsh is like, you should have
He's
cut to a break 3 minutes
But
ago.
you can't give a
What's
pass.
going on?
You're giving a bus is saying it's a pretty authentic thing for a guy to put those inners in and elevate the height from inside.
No,
It's the exact
I'm
same thing with
actually
the heels from
making a
outside.
feminist
There's no
comment
difference.
that women have to wear heels where you have to balance your entire body weight on the heel of your foot, whereas men get away because they can put the entire thing on the foot, the sole,
Punit,
to increase their height.
it's based on the fact that for 1 minute on stage, 12 years ago, he dressed as a woman for a bit. Huh?
Who,
For 1
Veer?
minute on stage. No, you. Leave
I
poor
never
Veer
dressed
alone.
as a. I played a gay person in a play, but I never.
Like,
dressed
you
as
guys
a-
are
as a
literally
woman.
not saying anything
all
of
the wrong
substance
things.
right now. We
No, I
can easily
played
go
a
for a break
Is-
and
What are you
Isn't
trying to
that
say?
the
continue
whole
on
Gay
going
people
for
are
some
women,
reason.
women are
I
gay
played.
people.
I played
Please,
gay in a
the
play
world
which
is moved
was.
forward. You misogynist
Umang.
bastard. You Andrew Tate of India. Let's give him Indian name. Akhilesh Tata. You're
I'm no
Akhilesh
Andrew
Tata.
Tate. Okay.
All right.
Go.
And now a break.
Unbelievable story. Back after the break. But the biryani. The biryani
Yeah.
fight can continue till today. I mean, I just saw that bit with those two guys. They're fantastic, by the way. And I'm just thinking you could actually do a whole show just on biryani. Like the lady who wrote 100 different forms of biryani, and most of them from the south, by the way, Miss South India, which people don't know because they think it's biased towards the north when it comes to biryani. It's not true. So, wow. You go to Karachi, you can still fight. You can have a whole episode about whether this biryani is the best in not even full Pakistan, just that area. It's amazing. I want to do that show. Kunal, you're cancelled. Fucking boring. Unlimited food in such a way कि बहुत how tasty hai. Enough. Abbas, it's about time we have a younger.
It's a
faster,
weekly
more
show on
energetic-
biryani, is it? Like every week biryani.
No. They do a food thing, but I'm saying they can do so much on biryani and you don't get bored, right? I mean, most dishes you do it once and that's the catalog for life. But biryani, butter chicken, these two have survived like arguments and they can do like episode after episode. Every different area has another one and another claim to
And
fame.
there's also history behind the biryanis, how the Mughals or some king made it for himself. And
Don't stop spreading right-wing agenda. Over
Yeah,
here.
the way of I mean, out of all the crimes against humanity, I don't know if that was the worst thing a king could have done. I will make the chawal only for me. It's okay.
This reminds me
What
of
is
the
the-
Birbal ki khichdi story, but I will not recollect it now.
Why'd you?
Patil constable outside Cyrus's house says Punit was always calm.
Listen, let me just say, if he's outside, we'll give him a chair. Because in Malabar Hill, they sit on chairs. Nobody's doing anything. We just sit there and wait for someone to attack a minister, which never happens. Really. I'm telling you, there's no attack in the Valkeshwar area on any VIP ever, except by their own wives, which doesn't count, really. Yeah.
there's an entire Seinfeld episode in which George feels bad about the security guy who has to stand all day.
Yeah,
He gives him a
when he gets
chair.
his Yeah.
And
And
then
then the
he
guy
falls
robs
asleep.
them because he falls asleep. Yeah. Don't tell them the story. Oh, I did.
Boomers, stop
listen, Ness,
reminiscing about
Assert
Seinfeld.
yourself. We're three guys who are going to keep talking about you. You have to just say, shut up and
I
go
just
on.
but
Cyrus,
when
before
I
we-
talk,
Just
I
do it
just
on your
like
own.
talk with you. It's not like I'm talking over you. We're just talking at the same time.
Before we move on to the next topic, I have a wonderful piece of literature
He
with
does.
me over here.
We were going to
But
talk
it's
about
called,
Cyrus's
It's called
book.
Kal Aaj Aur
so-
Kal.
Ah,
It's written by
yes.
this wonderful author called Cyrus Broacha. And I thought we'll play a fun game. So there's the book is around 220 pages long. So I thought we'll do this thing where I ask each of you a page number between 1 and 200. And whatever the first line... Well, Cyrus has lost interest. Whatever the
I'm
first
going to find my
line...
copy. Because how am I going to remember anything?
Whatever's the
Even
first
there.
line on that page, that describes your sex life. Okay? Cool.
Ooh.
So,
Wow.
ladies first. So,
Oh,
Niveditha-
God. Why? This is
Abbas, I
the
hope it's not
worst
part of the stand-up that I
episode.
pay for when I come to see you. I'm really worried now.
There is some political stuff, Cyrus, which I forgot was in the book. Some parties are named. I will not go there. But Niveditha, just name any random number between 1 and 200.
I got paid for that book actually. We actually sold about
35.
20,000 copies. It wasn't bad. So I actually got some money.
So
Sorry?
Niveditha said
35,
page
okay.
number 35. The first line on
35.
page 35 is an Enrico Caruso to the nearby hanging gardens.
What is it
That's
supposed
your
to
sex
Enrico
life.
Caruso
This makes,
is
it's not
considered-
even a book that is relevant for
Okay.
this.
Let me just explain. If she doesn't know who Pink Floyd is, Caruso is considered the greatest tenor of all operatic tenors in the history of music. Okay,
Oh.
so you have to be a
Hanging
proper
Gardens?
aficionado.
Are
Whatever. That you read the book now. I can't even remember anything myself, but I'll tell you the reference. So poor Niv. I don't know what we've done. We've thrown her in with the sharks. Older, and oldest. It's like that. It's just all wrong.
Punit, you give me a number between 1 and 200.
69, of course.
69. Page 69.
Oh.
The first line is,
You know what
shaving
the thing
was one
famous
of the most overrated chores Carl had ever known.
That's based on me.
Punit, do you agree? Do you shave your relevant parts?
It's
Punit?
there is new.
You
We have
manscaped.
new. There is new technology now, so you don't have to go that medieval on it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
called
manscaping.
Raju. Apna Raju. Is that the technology? Apna Raju ko bulao. I don't know. I'm asking.
See,
No,
in
it's
the
called
local
manscaping.
salons, you can ask the man to do your underarms, but then you can't ask him to obviously.
Hey, for money, you can do lots of things, Mr. Punit Pania. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah.
Cyrus, you give me a number between 1 and 200.
79.
79. Page 79. Cyrus Broacha's sex life is... Otherwise, her demure, quiet, almost apologetic ways often led her to be mistaken for very small furniture. Okay, Cyrus. I don't know what that means.
Okay, I remember what I write. I talk dribble, I write dribble. It's not my fault. Random
Small,
house came to me and said,
demure.
"You want to do this?"
Wow, such big words you used. But
But
go buy
But if you-
this book right now, available on Amazon.
What is
and
it
Let me
called?
just-
Kal,
We'll give it
Aaj
with
aur
a-
Kal.
We'll give it with every free
Is it
t-shirt.
available? It is still in print. This book.
Still in print.
I,
Yes.
No, sold out. Bought
How
by the
much-
government.
How much money have you got from selling this book, Cyrus?
So this book I actually made some money. The next three I didn't. I mean, I
Amazing.
just got paid what they whatever made me.
It wasn't very
Well, listen,
expensive. It was
I-
195 bucks. 195
Well,
bucks.
what,
not
what
very
would you
expensive.
would you honestly think they could sell it for $1,000? I mean,
If
just me
you
and Salman
package it
Rushdie,
correctly with a coffee
they
table
put me and
book,
Salman Rushdie on the shelf, and I still didn't sell. Okay, just understand.
I had seen this book in Bangalore in Blossoms once, and I
Did you
sent
send a
Cyrus.
photograph?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent a
remember this.
photograph to
Yeah, yeah.
Cyrus.
He was having a bad day. Then he went into the airport lounge and he saw this thing in the bookshop and he sent me a picture saying, "Can you believe what they put up?" But can I tell you about my childhood? Not childhood.
Yes, please.
90s when Jet Airways was flying. I used to go to bookshops when the flights were delayed just to buy Kushwant Singh's joke books. Niv,
I
check
love
this reference
Kushwant
out.
Singh's jokes.
Oh, great!
Joke books. I
Yes!
used to read them. Yeah,
Something we
I
have in
love them.
common.
I used to read them in my
Oh,
school
love.
library. I don't think my school
you don't
realized
think,
what kind of things were written
there
in that
you go.
book.
Punit is showing the photo
Yeah.
he clicked on
Sweet.
his
Yeah,
on
he
his
sent it.
phone.
I know. I'll have to search. Yeah, it's there. Thank you,
But
Puneet. so much.
Khushwant Singh was
Glory.
pretty risque even back when he used to write
Exactly,
Very
and
those
it was
jokes.
in
Not
my
pretty, very.
school. I used to read these books and I used to go, definitely none of these nuns know that this book is in this
No.
library.
And he crossed all the lines. There were ageist jokes and everything.
Yeah.
The works
It
were
was,
there.
oh yeah.
Waiting for delayed flight, you don't want to concentrate hard. You keep checking things and all that. In the old days, no phones, whatever. They were very handy. I love Kushwant Singh's books.
And
I have the
I,
complete works.
and I know he just like said random things. Like he used to say bad things about Mother Teresa, but he wouldn't back it up. Like he would just say that this
No,
lady
Niv,
was
Niv,
so
Niv, Niv,
arrogant.
Niv. No, so they are a collection. I don't know whether he did it to, make himself safe from the law or whatever. It's a collection of readers writing in from his columns and stuff. And then he chooses the best and puts them together. Not so many from him. But he's
But
like more like,
Khushwant
what's the word?
himself was
Curator.
also
He's a
very,
curator.
Oh,
very
the
staunch atheist and like against organized
That's
religion.
called
So
an aggregator in
was-
today's world.
One day, Abbas will find that most of our great minds are like that. It's
yeah, of course.
Mushkil
Can I
baat hai,
read the dedication page, Cyrus, for your
yes,
book?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
For my wonderful parents Olivia and Farooq, my
Oh.
Shahenshah Mikhail and my princess Maya, and also Ruffo and Ayesha. And
Rufo,
for Volpi, see you on the terrace soon.
my German Shepherd.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the sweetest moment.
And then
now,
I-
how do you become funny from this now? That's
And then
just...
then I wrote, and the rest of you suck. Because I don't care about it. But they didn't put that in. Yeah.
Ah.
So I thought,
Well-
the first book I ever wrote, maybe the last, whatever. I said, let me write names of people who will be with you till you sort of, whatever. Now I regret most of them.
The about
really.
the author page is a full page long. I won't read the
Why does
whole
it look
thing,
like
but,
that?
No, but that's by
it's
me.
really old. It's 2010. So
About the
Wow.
authors, either by me or Kunal. I think they may have made Kunal write a page.
ah,
Yeah,
okay.
so that'll be the only non-funny part of the whole book, guys. Be careful, skip that.
No, every page is funny. I've read the book. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
Punit Pania watched Lal Singh Chadha, and we have to talk about that because there's a whole Bollywood ban going on, and I want to know how Punit felt about the film.
Can I just ask you, have you done your research? Apparently, it's done well overseas, though. So before we knock him completely, the sales aren't too bad outside. I know the territories aren't that much.
And
But
in
maybe
India, it's
Dangal
about
also
40 crore.
did record business in China when it released. So Amir Khan is
Yeah,
pretty
well, he
big
has a
in
market,
China.
by the way, for a long
Yeah.
time now. And
So there was
something
theory
like-
on that also that
Bolo?
Amir is a hand
he's
in glove in the
anti-national.
China. No, yeah, because it does well in China, and some very obtuse logic that he gets money from there. Money gets channeled here, then some spy and some very
Okay,
Very
but
weird.
there was a headline that said Amir Khan was shocked by how badly it did. So what was that about? Is he just shocked that it didn't
Well,
do
he's
well
had a
here
pretty
in
good
India?
run.
Punit, can you answer a question? Do you think it did badly because of the boycott or because it's an average film?
Can I answer?
I
Yes.
think the boycott did affect to some.
Affected.
I mean, you can never
Can I answer?
exactly triangulate, but it. Yeah.
Forrest
Yes, sir.
Gump
Hmm.
was okay for its time. If
Hmm.
you watch it today, forget language and culture, it's a bit slow and boring, okay? It's a very mannered sort of movie, mannered performances, very acty. And honestly, I think it just didn't work for 2022.
Hmm.
To be honest, beyond all
Yeah,
this
yeah,
political
yeah.
stuff and all
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
All right, and I think he sort of realized that himself. But then explain to me why it still does better abroad than here by a huge difference in proportion.
Because for the diaspora, I think the Khans are still very big, right? I mean, for them, it's that's the connection they have
So
to
the
their,
emotional connect
No,
is
but
stronger than what the
China में
product
थोड़ी
is.
diaspora इतना वहाँ का. I think if the foreign audiences are liking it, and
One second,
maybe it's
one
because
You opened a Pandora's box. Is there a diaspora in China?
No, man. I mean, Chinese, the Hollywood films also do big business in China. So China is just a movie-going nation, I think. And now
Yeah, but
their
China is a big
their
market
government is
for-
also trying to pump propaganda through their cinema. So they also look for this,
Anyway,
outside.
so what you're saying is that it's clear that if Taiwan is attacked, Amir Khan is involved. I mean, that's what I'm supposed to understand, right? Yeah.
they'll come up with some logic for that also. But I think for a foreign audience, it shows India on such a huge scale, and it's so
Right.
colorful that
Punit,
I
you saw
think
the
it must
film?
be- yeah,
You saw the
pretty
film?
good, pretty good. Yeah.
Forrest
I
Gump
was
is
at the-
great. Aditya SK has a comment. Forrest Gump is great. Only thing
I think he
it
meant
is
Shawshank and not
overshadowed
Shashank.
by Pulp
Because if
Fiction
I've seen
and
a movie called
Shashank.
Shashank,
So-
the
so-
Shashank
No,
is
actually, this is
Desi version.
it might be an
Shawshank.
inside joke to a IVM likes episode by one of our
But
co-workers.
wasn't Shawshank
called it
92
Shashank.
and this was 94,
No,
right? Is that
Pulp
the
Fiction
same
and
year?
Shawshank are both 94, and so is Forrest
94.
Gump.
So
Give me
yeah, all
Pulp
in the
Fiction
same
any
year.
day. Shawshank any day. For me, I mean, oh God,
Yeah.
no way. I mean, I can't compare.
Cyrus is right. I could watch Shawshank today also again, but
Exactly,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Shawshank
Forrest
was
Gump
a
would be-
freaking
But
Forrest
Punit,
Gump. Forrest Gump is
Punit-
cute. Life is a box of chocolates. There are 5 good moments in it.
Can-
Fine and whatever. Come on.
can I make a point? I mean, there was no boycott Raksha Bandhan movement, and still Raksha Bandhan also bombed.
There
Exactly.
was a boycott Rakshabanan also.
But,
Yes.
I
But
mean,
not in India.
But is it a boycott or is it like now audiences are criticizing films?
yeah, I mean,
Because I'm
is
not
it
sure. Like,
mediocrity? Pure and simple.
Hey,
No,
let's
that was
bring
always
South India
there.
into the mix, Niv. So while Telugu and Kannada was rocking the last couple of months,
Not Kannada,
I'm for-
Tamil and Malayalam.
Kannada-
Kannada films are
also-
not that great.
Telugu
Kannada
films,
rock.
RRR is
Telugu
KGF
rock,
is
Kannada
Kannada.
That's
rock.
what I'm
What do you
saying.
say?
Telugu,
KGF is
Tamil and
Kannada, right?
Malayalam.
yeah.
One
KGF
second,
is Kannada,
Hindi
right?
films,
Is
Kannada, last one, Arjun.
KGF is
yes,
also
yes,
Kannada.
very much.
Oh
Guys,
yeah.
one
The
second,
place
point is-
KGF is in Karnataka, yes. I don't know if the
Cyrus
film.
wants to say something.
One second. The point is, Hindi films in 2020 not run. Now it's already July, August. Okay, I mean it's almost 3/4 of the year. So I'm just
Let me see
saying, is
what's
there
the
a
highest
writing on the wall that
grossing
Hindi
film.
films are in trouble generally? That Hindi-speaking people who consume it are not looking at Hindi films in the way they were before. That's a little
Yes,
scary.
yes,
I'm worried about
yes.
that. Yeah.
And,
Because I was about
and
to
it was
launch myself,
always
you know.
mediocre, Cyrus. They were always mediocre. Bollywood was always mediocre. Now OTT is there. Now there's internet. So there's competition, and people can now finally realize that they were being given
Anyway,
substandard stuff.
Is
films
that what
lost
it
his
is?
OTT's gain. Amir Khan will be on a web series now. That's the next move, I guess.
Probably.
gonna
But do
do?
you think there's now a gap and now everybody who writes, who's, good at screenwriting and writes in Hindi should just like start getting in there with their scripts? Because I mean, it
I
looks
have
like
been
this
But that's what I'm
saying-
saying. That's what's happening.
Let's
There were
give a
always
break
good
to Hindi as a
people.
national language and make it Telugu or something. Give it a little while and let's see, maybe we can revive everything. Hindi's had its run. Bahut acha kiya beta. Shabash, shabash. Now sit on the bench and give somebody else a chance.
And
What
there
do you
is
say,
a
Punit?
there is a quality gap there because people have been praising Gangubai and Darlings as great films. They're both terribly average films. I'm sorry to say. So there is this circle jerk inside thing of well done beta, where the movies
Tell
aren't
me
really that
bad
great.
films in the whole, or because at least they're interesting stories or topics.
The
from
interesting topics,
outset.
but
premise
average
wise.
films. Premise wise, they're interesting, but they're not great films.
Did
I'm
you
sorry.
watch
Execution
RRR?
No, not yet.
All right. So you can't say.
No,
But
I
I
think
have
now-
seen.
RRR.
I've seen
We've
not
discussed.
Malgudi Day. I've seen. What's the name of the film? I forgot. Oh, okay. Lorry says.
Okay, Lolly Rolly, thanks for coming out, bro. Love and
Overseas
support. We
RRR
don't
is
judge,
making
Lorry.
waves as one of the first movie to openly celebrate gay relationships. I'm sorry to say, Laurie, that wasn't the intended purpose.
Hey,
That's what
this
the
goes back
American
to-
critics are
This goes back
interpreting
to
it as.
Amitabh Shatrughan, Amitabh Dharminder. all
Exactly,
Are
these
they
films
gay
with
though?
too many
The
egos.
two guys who are dancing like maniacs, they're gay in that movie.
They're
That's
not.
all I've
but
seen of them. They're not.
they're- so,
Punit, you really think a mainstream Telugu movie will
Would I?
portray an openly gay relationship between two men?
But you know what? The
I
West, the West has
Maybe it's time
really
for
been
that, at
hyping
least
this
in Hindi
movie
films.
up, though.
And Anurag Kashyap made a comment last week that if RRR goes as an Oscar entry from India, it will definitely make it to the shortlist. Whether it will win or not is not sure. But the white American critics love RRR.
No, I'm not sure it's the critics
Yeah.
as much as it is the audience because I've
Sure, because-
realized that the way they talk about Parasite and the way they talk about RRR is completely different. When they talk about
So
Parasite,
it's patronizing.
it's patronizing when they say, "Oh, have you seen RRR? You should see that guy." Like
Yeah.
it's funny. All the
Yeah,
threads
I mean,
about
I-
RRR are funny.
So
I
again,
have
as
the same
a
feeling. Not to sound racist about it, but I get the same feeling when they're almost laughing in a mocking way.
That's what, yeah,
praising
so,
you, you know?
again,
Especially
sorry
with the
to
dance form
keep
and
quoting,
the slightly medieval form in their minds of our, which is not incorrect, I would say.
I keep quoting Anurag Kashyap, but he said Indian cinema is the comic relief
Can you
of
do
the
his
world.
accent?
Indian
comic?
cinema is the comic relief of the world. They look at us and they point and laugh and they say, "Look at that."
Oh man.
Yeah, because you got an Iranian film about an orphan.
Exactly,
with
yeah.
stark naked situation in terms of what they're showing you.
Yeah.
We will cut to an item number with blazing Mumbai lights in the background. And all. I mean, it just doesn't work.
And to
somewhere.
quote him again, he also said that his reading is that people don't have money. There's a real economic
Yeah,
slump
yeah,
going on right now. But there is so much noise to distract you, and boycott Bollywood is
Can
one
we
of
get
those.
Kashyap on the show?
But let's make him talk about other things other than cinema. He's spoken
Yeah,
too much about cinema.
like
Too much
gardening.
time.
But I also felt bad for Lal Singh because it was an attempt to do something meaningful, right? And if you make a movie that
To
big
steal
without
openly without cheating, which is also good. Finally, after 200 Hindi films have been made where we've quietly taken the story, then finally started stealing the South films. Then finally started paying the South guys. Now we go to Hollywood and say, okay, guys, we're making a film. We'll make sure it doesn't run. Let us do it. Yeah.
but also they copied all the scenes, like scene for scene, they copied it. They're not
But
even
that may be the
attempted
deal.
to.
That may be the deal while buying the rights.
Could be.
Like
could be.
the show movie that we are supposed to release.
No,
is
but
supposed
in
to be scene for scene.
the original Forest Gump, there was a shrimp business. In this one is chaddi banyan business. So see, there is change.
Political overtones. Political overtones. There.
Not really. But
Was it-
I haven't seen the film, but I think 84 and 92 riots have been portrayed.
Someone should tell the government that pornographic is different from pornographic. They've misunderstood what was happening there. Yeah.
And on that note, please buy Kalaj or Kal.
And now, if you want to
What was
ask
the
any
t-shirt?
questions
Can I sing the t-shirt?
about the book, you can. This is your chance.
Or anything
Ask
really.
Cyrus. Yeah, and is
me
Ayesha
get
still
my-
around? Because then she can tell us about you if you have any questions for Ayesha Broacha.
We do have AMA
Oh,
questions.
we can't hear you again, Cyrus. You did something. Oh no.
Hello.
Oh, there it
It is
is.
I. It is I, Suresh the plumber. Can I help you, madam? This is Indian porn opening line, huh?
That's
Madam, can I help
funny.
you?
It's funny because we already
I
sound
don't
like
think
that.
we have fuckable plumbers. I'm sorry.
And you're blaming Hindi cinema. You writers are the problem, bro. Don't call Anurag Kashyap on the show, whatever you do. Yeah.
But what are
They
the
would have had
scripts like
good
in
stuff.
Indian porn, Abbas? Like, what is Indian porn scripts
They're
like?
all this bhabhi stuff, dude.
It's all
Bhabhi
promiscuity and
teacher,
yeah.
bhabhi.
Niv, look at the acting the two are going into, huh? Like, I don't know what it's about, and okay, I'll tell you what it's about.
So
No?
I've never
They
watched
spend
it. I've never
45%
watched
of their
it.
day on Indian porn. I can tell you for a fact. Yes.
See, we get highlights on WhatsApp videos, no, but the connoisseurs they watch start to end. No?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There
I
needs
go
to
for
be
the
an
director.
arc. Story arc.
Do you think Hindi porn
Okay,
is better
one
than
second.
regional
I think
porn?
live on air, Niveditha is being taught how
was
to
like-
access the AMAs. No? Oh, sorry.
It's a good question. Would you go
Yeah,
with Hindi
regional-
porn versus regional language porn?
Regional porn.
I mean, that's
No,
also
I
regional
think
porn
regional
is way better.
also, but
Wow, Abbas, you're really secular when it comes to art and cinema. I love that about you, really.
Am I supposed to select him?
but I think
See,
regional
Niveditha,
porn
you're
also
having a
defies the
conversation
laws
with
of
an
physics.
official.
Like the
She's
regional
reached the train
movies.
station.
Multiple
talking to
conversations happening here. One second. What are we talking about?
I give up.
All
I
right,
think-
I'll
guys.
write
I think,
It's time-
Cyrus, let's go to the
It's time to
AMAs.
answer questions from
The
our
first
listeners.
question comes from Grim
The funny part,
Fandango.
can I just say 1 second?
Yeah.
Nev is about 21 or 22. Spurs is 21 or
No.
22.
What?
They're in charge of the
Niveditha is
show.
not 22.
Wait, 1 second.
24? How much
What?
are you?
Oh my God, Cyrus, do you not know?
25?
Is that why you kept saying, "Oh, she's so young, she's so young"?
Now,
Every
don't get me
episode?
angry if I've called you young. How old
That's
can you be?
crazy. Do you really think? Oh my! I don't even want to tell you now because you're gonna be shocked
Okay,
out of
homework
your
for the day.
mind.
Everybody find out Nivedita's real age.
Yeah.
Send it.
Wow, you just
And on that
unleashed
note-
stalkers on Niveditha.
on that note, let's see our first question.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Broacha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me.
Cool.
From
First question
Grim
comes from
Fandango.
Grim Fandango, which is a little weird, but it says Bengaluru man kills wife for denying sex, files missing complaint. Your views?
Well, there are 2-3 parts to it. One is the evil, completely evil part. The second is creative. I'll file a missing complaint. So I myself am searching. I mean, think of it that way. I don't want to put a good spin to it, but I'm searching for the same thing as you. So then I'm off the hook. But isn't it true that all police forces first look at the family members
Spouse, yeah.
immediately?
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
like across the world.
I'm sorry, but would it really make you that? Does it make you that angry when women
Why are you asking
deny?
me?
Because you're all
I
guys.
haven't killed anyone for,
I mean, it's a
for
man who
denying
killed
sex
a
to me.
heterosexual man.
I mean, I can't remember when I was allowed sex. So I don't know what they're talking about. Let me go to Punit. Punit is the brahmacharya of all of us, sir. Apna kuch
Punit is drowning
yes,
in pussy, Cyrus. You don't know.
Yeah, sure. In Cadbury, sure.
Hey, you are on tour on like 75% of the year.
Ah.
Oh, you're a naughty boy, Punit. Hey, Punit, you're like Nikhil Chinappa. You're a Chupa Rustam, aren't you? Like, we do all the talking. We are the guys who talk about all this and nothing happens because we talk about it openly. And then you're the guy who scores quietly. Well, the fielder, third man who takes the catch, no one remembers him.
Yeah,
But you're
the
guy.
players never talk. People who talk a
Never
lot.
talk. You're the
T-shirt
This is what I love
coat.
about but Nikhil Chinappa, real gentleman, lovely guy, but he was quietly scoring left, right, and center. And me and Saukar were sitting and talking 19 to a dozen to everybody. We were everybody's friggin' friend. Raksha Bandhan, my hands were full. I had so many, I had millions of people, including men. Puneet, I'm going to watch you, bro. As Pink Floyd said, Mother, do you think they're going to break my...
Okay, the next one comes from, it's not a question, it's kind of a comment from Gitanjali Nair. She says, when Cyrus was 29, Karan Thapar asked him if he would be interviewing people in his 50s. Well.
I think Karan was talking about himself. He was 49 at the time.
But he's
Did well,
also
yeah.
still interviewing people. But I think our show is more informative.
Oh, of course. Yeah. We're all
So,
experts.
He gets to
in
talk
our
to
field.
Benazir Bhutto and I get to talk to you. I'm just saying about. I mean, he's talk to heads of state and I get to talk to, he's also talked to some terrible
Dosti
people.
bani rahe.
So we're okay. We're sort of mediocre. Okay, it's fine.
Hey, that's a good name for a podcast, right? Dosti bani rahe.
Actually, yeah.
I feel it gives a sexual flavor and a same-sex gender flavor.
No, for the full thing, dosti bani rahe bas.
Bas.
That's a meme, Cyrus. Like when Modi walked
Or
out of his interview.
dosti, yeah, or ... something like that. You could leave it open.
Dosti with benefits.
The next
This-
one.
The next one comes from
He's
Ashish.
so uninterested. Niv has become the woman that I've dated all my life. She's so uninterested. She's so
No.
disappointed.
No, I
Her
was
face
just
is
like-
a picture of.
I was just like, wow, I failed at this so bad that Abbas just took over the co-host.
Because it was really distracting to see you and Spurs trying to interact in front of my eyes.
That was the best part of the show was Spurs giving her instructions and going over her head and her replying.
And in
It
the
was
midst
great.
of all this, you guys are asking me, Abbas, which porn is better? Hindi porn or regional porn?
But look
That
at
was
your ego,
the
Abbas. Deep down, when it comes to cinema, you never back down.
That's
Then
true.
you suddenly you have to answer. And with how eloquent was your answer when it comes to regional porn is much better. You didn't hold back, bro.
Of
And I'm
course.
thinking, Oriya, Bengal, everything. Where all has he been? All over the map, from northeast.
I want to
north
put it on
south.
record that today Spurs asked me to do this from home, and if he had told me earlier, I would have done the gym for 30 more minutes.
Why do we need to know that, Punit? Thank you.
Just
Anyway,
for documentation.
The next question from Ashish is
You gave
for
up,
you, Punit.
You gave up gym for this. I gave up sex for this. Well, I gave up sex, but the sex gave
Ashish
up on me
asks,
also. So that's-
Ashish asks, why did Punit stop releasing videos every Tuesday? Was eagerly waiting and looking forward to them.
Finally, one person asked. One person.
Wow, some more dick
doesn't even
sucking
need-
of Punit. Go ahead, answer the
Abbas,
question.
he doesn't need meat on Tuesday, so he loses his power.
Ah.
That's one of the problems. Yeah.
No, I got the videos ready, but the views are too low to even justify the editing costs. So I think my
Thank
algorithm.
God we don't think like that, Abbas.
What videos are
Yes,
these, Punit? The podcast videos?
So there is stand-up and the podcast both. My idea was to do one every week, alternate. But it's in the podcast always get lesser views. So I think it is fucking up the algorithm of the channel, and the average goes down.
Why
So
don't
when
you
I
start
put
a
the
new
stand-up
channel just for that?
from scratch?
Is this
New
loosely
channel is
based on another idea
Yeah.
called Chai Pe Charcha?
yes.
It is loosely based on
Kind
that
of.
idea.
I mean, everything is chai
Inspiration,
pe
I
charcha.
tell you.
In India, everything is chai pe charcha, but I think starting a new channel from scratch is too much work. So now I'm in a fix because I really like doing Beyond the Laughs, but the views are not enough to justify even the basic
Come
cost.
to IVM. Niv and Abbas are bored stiff. Shoot on Tuesday morning here with them. We have
Actually,
the
yeah,
space,
why
we have the
not?
equipment.
Come.
Come for an hour.
No,
do it.
my podcast has very high production value. I'm sorry to say.
What a dick.
No. He's just what he's trying to say is that wall behind you isn't good enough because that's where we shoot.
We've got Mario, Punit. You don't want Mario?
Yeah, but you guys look like you're in a witness protection program. I need a few more angles.
Okay, should we do
You know,
one
like
more?
Commentators. Kabaddi in a small gully or something that's going on. In a
So,
little box they're commentating.
Full
on
confession,
something.
today we are in a smaller studio because the recently married Akash Mehta is shooting a podcast. Akash and Naveen are shooting.
Which is wife.
Wow.
No, not with
He
his
married-
wife. He came
And
alone.
24 hours later, he and his male partner are stuck in a room. I mean, wow. Talk about life.
Recently married male partner. Which brings me
Congratulations, Akash.
to the next question. Shavik Bakchi has asked, how were Akash Mehta's wedding functions? Did you guys attend them? Guys, take it away.
Punit, you went, no?
I went on
sort of remembered and
two
forgot
of the
both.
days, and it was at the Taj Mahal Hotel. So I told all the producers who had come to charge Mehta more for the shows because clearly he doesn't need the money.
No, really, you're right. He can't be a struggling comic now. We've exposed him. Stock market
Yes.
family, firstly. Broker
And see,
family.
that's
So
why
hello.
he wears all
South
those
Bombay.
unironed
South Bombay
clothes.
mein, ek Juhu mein.
He came wearing a
Straight away, I'm
Hawaiian
sorry.
shirt and shorts today, Punit. So I don't know.
Yeah, and the whole disheveled look is just him overcompensating for the wealth that he's grown
True.
up in.
John Abraham looks like he's never brushed his hair. The man is worth crores of rupees. Yeah, guys, don't get into
Yeah,
this.
but
yeah.
that's
do you
out
mean?
of
No
bed
correlation.
hair. That's a look, Cyrus.
I'm sorry, but
It's-
isn't he the most
That's-
good-looking man of the 2000s?
I mean, I'll trust your opinion since you're the only straight woman on the panel.
Well, he's half Parsi, so
Pretty
obviously he
good
will be.
oh
I mean,
wow!
come on.
Does he also have Mongolian blood like you, Cyrus?
Yeah, he does. He's a tough
Mongolian
boy.
blood.
He's a tough boy. He's a very
And
sharp.
so-
Let's get him on. He's actually a
So,
very intelligent
Spurs,
guy. Again,
get John
he's an
Abraham.
MBA, double MBA. What's going on?
And apparently a lot of people crashed Mehta's
Oh, really?
Taj Mahal reception. Yeah, just random people, and both sides assume that
No.
samne wala
I'll
hoga.
explain that. Akash Mehta is a very common name in Mumbai. Okay, people got confused. It's just, it can happen to anyone.
Why are you
But I wanna
defending
tell you-
strangers?
Listen, Nev, my research says it's about 3.5 to 4 grand per plate. Okay?
Can I just
Vegetarian or
say-
whatever the hell they were serving.
The
This is
reception
not a
was
cheap
full of
function.
Instagram influencers. It was like an Instagram fan fest. So everybody just
Yeah.
kept cross posting each other's post about the wedding. So it was a very happening.
And he
wedding.
monetized it.
I'm
The,
guessing.
the annoying thing, at any of these receptions and weddings, is that the staff is in a hurry to take the plate away. So you've not
Yeah.
eaten it yet. You
Even
look,
at
this set
Taj.
plate is gone. Yeah.
But here's my question. You get a free room when you do a function. Sometimes you get 2 free rooms in a 5-star hotel when you do a big function. So is the Suhag Raat in the hotel or in the
No,
family house or in the new house?
So of course Akash will shed more light on this when he's on next.
think-
But I had a chat with him in the elevator, and apparently Taj screwed him over. They said that they'll give each three people can take each room, and then I think 2 days before the wedding they were like, I'm sorry, only 2 people are allowed per room. Now you'll have to take more rooms if you want to incorporate more people. So shit like that.
But, for
went
the
down.
Suhag Raat, I was hoping he doesn't have 3 people in the room for the Suhag Raat.
But
Unless
for
it's
the
room service for 5 minutes. I mean, that would be really bad.
What if you want to urgently record a podcast, Cyrus? Then you need 3 people in a room.
My wife fell asleep on our wedding night.
Wow.
We had already consummated the marriage illegally against Indian law.
Oh.
But
Cyrus, so this episode you've admitted to taking substances, illegal substances, and premarital
Let me tell you
sex.
my middle class story. I was trying to park the Maruti and I couldn't get parking at 2:30 in the morning. Okay, and my dad had driven the other car, whatever that was in the garage where we have a parking. And so I was doing rounds about 15 minutes in this stupid place where I live. And when I came home and came up, my dad was counting the piramni, the money in envelopes, and marking it. And my wife was fast asleep in the room. I went and I tried to wake her up, and she was like, "Leave me alone." That was the setting for the rest of the marriage.
I must tell you guys that they did allow 3 people at the end because I also stayed over. So all the guys who were there, we were all sharing like 3
I'm
to a
sorry,
room.
but why did you stay over when you live here? I don't get
What
it.
a perverse comedian!
Because the last train leaves at 1:15. That's why. And all
It
the
was
comics
partying
from
on
Delhi
till
were here.
3.
Yeah,
So
and some of the comics
when you
came
guys
late,
say
so-
that you need a guy who does the opening for you, is that what you?
and also breakfast the next day. Why would you say no to breakfast? The next day?
Eliminate.
Oh,
Can
got
I close this?
Hey, good
Can I
on.
close this
But
episode by?
the
Go ahead, Punit.
it was a completely Gujju breakfast. The Taj pe we had very high hopes, but it was a Gujju breakfast because they wanted veg. So they were dhokla and khandvi at the
I'm sorry,
Kosopal
dhokla is
continental
amazing.
breakfast.
For
No,
breakfast.
but there
I
is
mean, it
standard
doesn't matter. You
breakfast.
just like
There's a
down
standard
them.
rate for it with eggs and all that. Why can't you take that?
No,
It's a standard
no,
rate.
because the family had asked specifically for pure veg buffet.
Oh, you mean no onions, no
Otherwise-
garlic, the works?
No, onion and garlic thankfully were there, but no eggs and no meat basically.
So basically breakfast without any food. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And they also had a giant counter.
Condiments were the
They had-
breakfast.
Abbas, you know what Kunal and I used to do, at all the veg weddings growing up?
What?
So we would go there early, say hello, give the damn thing, whatever we had to, and then stomachache. Always stomachache. Yeah, and then since we're dressed up, we would go and spend money and eat somewhere. Or buddy may unpack. Those are the two options.
Nice. Can
But
I
it was
close
too simple to
today's
sit for 3
episode
hours.
by reading an excerpt from your book, Cyrus?
Is it wrong to carry a tiffin with you when you go to a veg wedding and you want to eat your own food? Is it wrong?
It's disrespectful to the couple.
That's what.
Yeah.
But you don't mean it. You're
Yeah,
just feeling hungry.
The food is the most important
Andy
thing.
came
in
with
Indian
his own
wedding.
plate, by the way.
If I
Andy
call
came with his own
Zomato
plate.
into the turf club, yeah, exactly. If Zomato delivers, I pay, but I eat. But I sit with everyone, and I'm like, life of the party.
You'll
what a great time.
cause a fight between the groom and the bride's parents.
Also, poor Zomato
Depending
guy
on
comes
which
to a
side.
wedding and be like, "Kisne
Depending
khana
on
order
which
My
side.
kiya?"
father's no boys,
are.
girls. My father's sitting there saying one less plate immediately. Don't worry, no problem. You have no idea what it's all about.
It's a huge thing for one side of the family to make a big deal about the food at a wedding and just like
See, now
Stop the
Niveditha has
wedding.
gone into the specifics now. See what you've done, Cyrus.
The one who's never married. At least let Punit and I
Well,
talk.
I
We
mean,
have
yeah.
the scars to show.
that's correct. I should not have an
Before
opinion
you
on this.
close, Abbas, I have to tell people to come for my shows in Mumbai
Please.
this week. Friday in Bandra and Sunday in Thane. And then next
You're
week
that
in
big, you don't
Delhi
even
and
give the
Gurgaon.
location. You just give the road. I mean, it's like Gavaskar coming to bat or something. People just find out now after that. There's no worry.
Yeah,
Thane hai, bacho.
Where
It's Panya.
can people find the tickets, Punit?
Where the traffic jam
on-
is, Abbas, just follow.
On book, no, it's, I'm flattered, but it's barely. My audience comes in auto rickshaws, so it's on Book My Show and it's on my page on Instagram. And Delhi and Gurgaon next week.
Abbas, two guys are cancelling the tickets. Maybe insult किया बोलते हैं मैं auto rickshaw में बैठ के जाते हैं.
Cyrus, for the third time, can I close with an excerpt
Yeah,
from
yeah,
your
yeah.
book?
Close, I have to eat.
So it's a conversation between two characters called Nilesh Kane and Kal. Nilesh Kane, it must have been set up by the Congress. It must have been a Congress dog. Carl, no sir, it wasn't Congress. Nilesh, then it must have been the BJP. Carl, no sir, not BJP. Nilesh, it must have been something. Carl, yes sir, the dog was communist. And good night.
Never ask Shakespeare about Hamlet. He was drunk at the time. I just mentioned. See, I tried to write a little bit of satire. This is before 2014.
Yeah, this is all out of context.
But unfortunately, it slightly came true, where we were more or less just hedging our bets sort of thing. But, whatever, leave it there. It's not intellectual enough for anyone to look at beyond a point. Unless they're all on LSD, we should be safe. No Salman Rushdie will happen here, is what I'm hoping.
Hopefully not.
Can I just quickly mention that Parsis, I'm eating masoor right now. You know what masoor is, Niv?
Masoor dal,
I know masoor ki dal, huh?
Yeah, okay. So,
Parsis it's used in black magic rituals also.
It's good. Yeah, exactly.
Why do you know that, Punit?
He's done it.
I just want to point out, so with us, masoor, you can't eat it like that. You have to have masoor ma gosh, which means with the mutton.
Yeah, I've eaten that. It's very tasty.
When you're too far away, I'll be done by the time you reach, so forget it.
Oh, damn it.
Thanks for the memories.
But you can bring it to the studio at some
I
point
guess
now
I'll just
that I'm here all the time.
Papa, this is food has to be eaten hot and fresh, you can't just carry this around.
I guess I'll just take a walk around Baikala like every day.
Did you get masoor in Baikala? What is that famous, there was this hotel Heritage, no? The dansak was very good.
I know Hotel Heritage, but I've never tried the food there. It doesn't look very enticing.
The Sunday dansak hotel, Baba, world famous.
Okay,
Guys, go and check it out.
I'll try it out.
Hotel Heritage.
Alright.
Okay, Sparsh is standing since the last 1.5 hours. He's feeling very tired.
Nobody cares.
So
He's too young.
Sparsh
you're too young.
likes it. That's true. He likes
You're too young. Why do you know Pink Floyd?
I'm in
Nick,
the
that was
office.
fabulous. Hey, how was the experience? How was the experience, Niv, of being the, what do you call it? The,
co-host.
What is it? Host.
It was terrible.
Creator co-host.
I started as a co-host and then ended as not the co-host. So that was my experience. I wish Meghnad was watching this.
He's not commented. I don't think he is.
Yeah, but I got to tell him.
Meghnad had a fight with his partner and she put the laptop high. So now he can't see what's happening.
Well, he should have used the platform expanders that Veerdas used.
Wow, you won't let it go now. You won't let it go. It's heels, brother. The
Oh
heel
my
is a
God.
heel.
I cannot wait to tell Veerdas that Abbas.
Oh, wow, your first name basis with him?
I said Veerdas. I didn't say Veer.
I mean, but are you like on talking terms with him?
Veerdas is his
you don't
first
come
name.
to open mics anymore,
Veerdas is
Abbas.
his first name.
But we meet.
His surname is Sharma.
Veerdas' surname is Sharma? I did not know that.
He's from UP. He's Veerdas Sharma.
Okay.
Yeah, like Gopal Dutt Tiwari. They have all these options. Radio. Bye-bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
And gentlemen.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter, on Cyrus Says In. Or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.